Beneath the ocean's surface lies a world of secrets that has fascinated humanity for centuries, a realm where ancient cities sleep, forgotten scriptures rest, and entire chapters of human history wait to be uncovered. What if I told you that some of the greatest mysteries of our past aren't buried in deserts or hidden in jungles, but submerged beneath the waves? From sprawling underwater ruins to cryptic texts preserved in the deep, these discoveries challenge everything we thought we knew about our ancestors. What civilizations thrived beneath the waves, and what stories do these sunken relics tell? Today, we're diving into the depths to explore the enigmatic world of underwater ruins and lost scriptures, artifacts that could rewrite history as we know it. Together, we'll uncover the secrets of ancient cities swallowed by the sea, decode the messages left behind in forgotten texts, and examine the tantalizing theories that connect these underwater treasures to the rise and fall of long-lost cultures. This is more than just a journey into the ocean. It's a voyage into the very heart of human history. Let's begin. The allure of underwater ruins lies in their ability to transport us to a world both familiar and alien, a world where the past is frozen in time, waiting to be rediscovered. For historians and archaeologists, these submerged sites are treasure troves of knowledge, offering glimpses into civilizations that once thrived but were lost to the sea. For the rest of us, they spark a sense of wonder and curiosity, evoking images of mythical places like Atlantis, a city that has captured imaginations for thousands of years, even if its existence remains unproven. But modern discoveries have brought us closer than ever to uncovering the truth behind such legends. Take the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan, for example. Its massive, geometric structures carved into the ocean floor have sparked debates for decades. Are they natural formations or the remnants of an ancient, advanced society? Similarly, the ruins of Dwarka, an ancient city off the coast of India, are believed by some to be linked to the legendary kingdom described in Hindu scriptures. These sites, whether myth or reality, remind us that the ocean holds secrets far older than our written records. What makes underwater ruins so captivating is their dual role as time capsules and storytellers. Unlike ruins on land, which are often weathered or reconstructed over centuries, these submerged structures are preserved in a unique way. The ocean's cold, dark depths act like a natural freezer, slowing decay and protecting artifacts from human interference. This means that every broken column, every carved stone, and every piece of pottery found beneath the waves offers an unfiltered snapshot of life thousands of years ago. But uncovering these treasures is no easy task. Underwater archaeology is a field fraught with challenges, from the technical difficulties of diving at extreme depths to the delicate process of preserving artifacts once they're brought to the surface. And yet, these obstacles only add to the mystery. What else is waiting to be found? What stories remain hidden in the silt and sand? As we explore these questions, we begin to realize that underwater ruins might hold more than just physical structures. They could be gateways to understanding the beliefs, rituals, and daily lives of people who lived long before us. And perhaps within their depths, they guard secrets that could reshape our understanding of history itself. But what about the stories these ancient civilizations left behind? The written word, whether etched in stone, inscribed on clay tablets, or penned on fragile parchment, has always been one of humanity's most powerful tools for preserving knowledge. And yet, countless texts have been lost to the relentless march of time, destroyed by war, decay, or the elements. Some of the most tantalizing losses come from the ancient world, like the legendary Library of Alexandria, a treasure trove of scrolls said to contain the collective wisdom of the ancient Mediterranean. Its destruction remains one of history's greatest tragedies, leaving us to wonder what insights and secrets vanished with it. But what if some of these lost scriptures didn't vanish entirely? What if they're hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be rediscovered? Underwater ruins might hold more than just stone and pottery. They could also be the resting place of ancient texts. Imagine stumbling upon a submerged temple or library, its walls adorned with inscriptions or its chambers filled with waterlogged scrolls. These scriptures could offer a direct line to the thoughts, beliefs, and daily lives of people who lived thousands of years ago. They might contain forgotten religious teachings, philosophical musings, or even detailed historical records that shed light on the rise and fall of ancient cultures. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in the mid-20th century, are a perfect example of how such finds can rewrite history. These ancient manuscripts, hidden away in caves for centuries, provided an unprecedented glimpse into Jewish life and thought during the Second Temple period. They challenged long-held assumptions and opened up entirely new avenues of study. Now, imagine what similar discoveries beneath the ocean could reveal. The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. Water has a remarkable ability to preserve organic materials, especially in environments where oxygen is scarce. Sunken ships have yielded well-preserved manuscripts and books, proving that paper and ink can survive underwater for centuries. Could the same be true for ancient scriptures buried in underwater ruins? If so, these texts might hold the key to understanding civilizations that have long since faded from memory. They could reveal lost languages, document rituals and ceremonies, or even provide first-hand accounts of historical events. The potential is staggering. These underwater scriptures might not just fill gaps in our knowledge, they could completely reshape our understanding of the past. And then there's the question of what these texts might mean for us today. Ancient scriptures often carry more than just historical value. They reflect the beliefs, values, and worldviews of the people who wrote them. Discovering such texts underwater could offer a rare window into the spiritual and intellectual lives of ancient cultures. Were their teachings radically different from what we know today, or do they echo timeless truths that still resonate? Could they challenge our modern assumptions about religion, philosophy, or even the nature of human existence? The answers, if they exist, are waiting somewhere beneath the waves, preserved in the silent depths. As we continue to explore these underwater sites, we're not just searching for artifacts, we're seeking the voices of the past calling out to us across the ages. Exploring the depths of the ocean to uncover ancient ruins is no small feat. It's a blend of cutting-edge technology, meticulous planning, and a touch of human ingenuity. To understand what lies beneath the waves, scientists and archaeologists rely on tools that sound like they belong in a sci-fi movie. Take sonar mapping, for instance. By sending sound waves through the water and analyzing how they bounce back, researchers can create detailed maps of the ocean floor, revealing structures hidden beneath layers of sand and silt. This technology has revolutionized underwater exploration, allowing us to pinpoint potential sites with incredible accuracy, even in the darkest, most remote corners of the sea. But mapping is just the beginning. Once a site is identified, the real work starts, and that's where remotely operated vehicles, or ROV, come into play. These high-tech underwater drones are equipped with cameras, lights, and robotic arms, enabling them to navigate treacherous depths and retrieve artifacts without risking human divers. ROVs have become indispensable in marine archaeology, offering a safe and efficient way to explore sunken cities and shipwrecks that would otherwise remain out of reach. They've allowed us to study delicate structures up close, capturing high-resolution images and even 3D models that bring these ancient sites to life. Of course, none of this would be possible without the collaboration of experts from various fields. Underwater exploration is a team effort, bringing together archaeologists, oceanographers, engineers, and even biologists. Each discipline contributes its unique perspective, whether it's understanding the ocean's currents, designing advanced equipment, or interpreting the cultural significance of a find. This interdisciplinary approach has opened up new possibilities, transforming underwater archaeology from a niche pursuit into a thriving field of discovery. Yet, even with all these advancements, the work is far from easy. The ocean is a harsh and unpredictable environment with powerful currents, crushing pressures, and limited visibility. Every dive is a race against time, as researchers must balance the need to gather data with the challenges of preserving fragile artifacts. Once an object is brought to the surface, it faces a new set of risks. Exposure to air and light can cause rapid deterioration, requiring careful conservation techniques to stabilize and protect it. It's a delicate dance between uncovering history and ensuring it survives for future generations. Despite these challenges, the rewards are immense. Each discovery adds another piece to the puzzle, helping us piece together the stories of civilizations long gone. The technology we use today is not just about finding ruins, it's about understanding them. By combining the precision of sonar, the versatility of ROVs, and the expertise of a diverse team, we're unlocking the secrets of the deep in ways that were once unimaginable. And as our tools continue to evolve, who knows what mysteries we might uncover next? The ocean holds countless stories, and with each dive, we're getting closer to hearing them all. Beneath the crystal-clear waters near the island of Yonaguni, Japan, lies a structure so massive and intricate that it has sparked one of the most heated debates in modern archaeology. Known as the Yonaguni Monument, this underwater formation stretches over 300 feet long and rises nearly 80 feet from the ocean floor. Its terraced walls, sharp angles, and perfectly aligned steps look almost too precise to be the work of nature. Some researchers argue that this site is a remnant of an ancient civilization, perhaps even the legendary Japanese Atlantis, while others insist it's simply a stunning example of natural geological processes. So, what's the truth behind this underwater enigma? On one side of the debate, geologists point to the region's unique sandstone composition, which they say can fracture and erode in ways that create strikingly geometric shapes. The area is also prone to seismic activity, which could explain the monument's dramatic, angular features. For these experts, the Yonaguni Monument is a natural wonder, shaped over millennia by the forces of wind, water, and tectonic movement. But for others, the precision of its design tells a different story. The monument's flat surfaces, right angles, and what appear to be carved staircases suggest a level of craftsmanship that seems almost impossible without human intervention. Some researchers even point to nearby rock formations that resemble human faces, adding another layer of intrigue to the mystery. If the Yonaguni Monument is indeed man-made, the implications are staggering. It would mean that an advanced civilization existed in this region over 10,000 years ago, long before the rise of known ancient cultures like the Egyptians or the Sumerians. This discovery could rewrite the timeline of human history, challenging our understanding of when and where complex societies first emerged. Could the monument be evidence of a lost civilization that thrived before the end of the last ice age, when sea levels were dramatically lower? The possibility is both thrilling and humbling, forcing us to reconsider what we know about our ancestors' capabilities. But the Yonaguni Monument isn't the only underwater site that raises such questions. Around the world, similar structures hint at the possibility of forgotten civilizations swallowed by the sea. From the submerged city of Pavloptri in Greece to the mysterious underwater ruins off the coast of Cuba, these sites remind us that the ocean's depths hold secrets we've only begun to uncover. Each discovery invites us to imagine a world where the past is not as distant, or as simple as we once thought. And as we continue to explore, who knows what other mysteries might rise from the depths. Off the western coast of India, beneath the Arabian Sea, lies a site that has captivated both archaeologists and believers alike: the ancient city of Dwarka. According to Hindu mythology, Dwarka was the fabled kingdom of Lord Krishna, a thriving metropolis built on the orders of the deity himself. For centuries, it was thought to be a mythical place, a story passed down through generations. But in the late 20th century, something extraordinary happened. Explorers uncovered submerged ruins near the modern-day town of Dwarka, and suddenly, the line between myth and history began to blur. The discovery of Dwarka's underwater remains was nothing short of groundbreaking. Divers and archaeologists found massive stone structures, pottery shards, and intricate carvings scattered across the ocean floor, all dating back thousands of years. These artifacts align remarkably well with descriptions from ancient Hindu texts, which speak of a grand city with towering walls, bustling markets, and a harbor filled with ships. The findings have sparked a wave of excitement, not just among scholars but also among those who see Dwarka as a sacred site, a tangible link to their spiritual heritage. But what could have caused such a magnificent city to vanish beneath the waves? One theory points to rising sea levels at the end of the last ice age, around 12,000 years ago. As glaciers melted, coastal areas around the world were flooded, submerging entire civilizations. Could Dwarka have been one of them? Another possibility is that the city was struck by a catastrophic event, such as an earthquake or tsunami, which are not uncommon in this seismically active region. Whatever the cause, the discovery of Dwarka offers a compelling glimpse into a time when myth and history may have been one and the same. The significance of Dwarka extends beyond its archaeological value. For millions of Hindus, it is a place of profound spiritual importance, a symbol of faith and devotion. The city's submersion is often interpreted as a metaphor for the transient nature of life, a reminder that even the greatest empires are subject to the forces of time and nature. Yet, the physical evidence of Dwarka's existence also raises intriguing questions about other mythological cities. If Dwarka was real, could places like Atlantis or Lemuria also be more than just legends? This idea of merging myth and history is what makes Dwarka so fascinating. It challenges us to reconsider the stories we've been told, not as mere fables, but as possible records of real events. The discovery of Dwarka doesn't just fill gaps in our understanding of the past, it invites us to imagine a world where the boundaries between the sacred and the scientific are far more fluid than we once thought. And as we continue to explore the ocean's depths, who knows what other legendary cities might emerge from the shadows of myth into the light of history. The story of Heracleion is one of the most extraordinary tales of rediscovery in modern archaeology. Once a thriving ancient Egyptian port city, Heracleion was a hub of trade, culture, and religion, strategically located at the mouth of the Nile. Known as Thonis to the Egyptians, it was a place where goods from across the Mediterranean flowed in and out, connecting Egypt to the wider world. But for centuries, Heracleion existed only in ancient texts and inscriptions, a legendary city lost to time, until the early 2000s when a team of underwater archaeologists made a discovery that would rewrite history. Beneath the waters of Abukir Bay, near modern-day Alexandria, lay the ruins of a city frozen in time. Statues of gods and pharaohs, towering over 15 feet tall, stood silently on the ocean floor, their features remarkably preserved. Gold coins, intricate jewelry, and ceremonial objects hinted at the city's wealth and sophistication. Among the most striking finds were stone slabs inscribed with decrees in both Greek and Egyptian, a testament to the city's role as a cultural crossroads. These artifacts painted a vivid picture of a bustling metropolis where merchants, sailors, and pilgrims once mingled in its streets and temples. Heracleion wasn't just a commercial powerhouse, it was also a sacred city, deeply tied to the worship of Osiris and Isis. Temples dedicated to these deities have been uncovered, their walls adorned with hieroglyphs and carvings that tell stories of rituals and offerings. One of the most poignant discoveries was a black granite stele or monumental slab, inscribed with a decree from Pharaoh Nectanebo I. This stele, nearly identical to one found in the city of Naucratis, provided a crucial link between the two cities, confirming Heracleion's importance in ancient Egypt's religious and political life. For the people who lived here, the city was more than just a port, it was a gateway to the divine. But how did such a vibrant city end up beneath the waves? The answer lies in the forces of nature. Heracleion was built on unstable sediment, and over time, a combination of rising sea levels and powerful earthquakes caused the ground to liquefy, swallowing the city whole. This process, known as soil liquefaction, occurs when waterlogged soil loses its strength during seismic activity, turning solid ground into a fluid-like state. It's a phenomenon that has claimed other coastal cities throughout history, reminding us of the fragile relationship between human settlements and the natural world. The rediscovery of Heracleion is more than just an archaeological triumph. It's a window into a world that was once thought lost forever. Its treasures tell the story of a city that thrived at the intersection of cultures, religions, and continents. They remind us that even the mightiest civilizations are not immune to the forces of nature, and that the sea, which once connected Heracleion to the world, ultimately became its grave. But Heracleion is not an isolated case. Across the globe, natural disasters have shaped the fate of countless underwater ruins. From the Mediterranean to the Pacific, earthquakes, tsunamis, and rising waters have claimed cities, temples, and entire civilizations. These events, while tragic, have left behind a legacy of discovery, offering us a chance to piece together the stories of those who came before us. As we explore these submerged worlds, we're reminded that the past is not as distant as it seems, and that the ocean, with all its mysteries, is a keeper of secrets waiting to be uncovered. The ocean has always been a force of both creation and destruction, shaping the fate of civilizations in ways that are both awe-inspiring and devastating. While we often marvel at the grandeur of underwater ruins, it's important to remember that many of these sites were not lost gradually. They were swallowed by the sea in moments of chaos and catastrophe. Natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, and rising sea levels have played a dramatic role in submerging ancient cities, leaving behind haunting reminders of humanity's vulnerability to the forces of nature. Take Port Royal, Jamaica, for example. Once known as the wickedest city on earth, this bustling pirate haven was a hub of wealth and vice in the 17th century. But on June 7, 1692, the city's fortunes changed in an instant. A massive earthquake struck, liquefying the sandy ground beneath Port Royal and sending much of the city sliding into the sea. Within minutes, thousands of lives were lost and a thriving metropolis was reduced to ruins. Today, the submerged remains of Port Royal offer a chilling snapshot of that fateful day, with buildings, streets, and even personal belongings preserved under layers of silt. It's a stark reminder of how quickly prosperity can turn to tragedy. Port Royal isn't alone in its watery fate. Alexandria, Egypt, another legendary city, has also seen parts of its ancient glory claimed by the sea. The city's eastern harbor, once a bustling port, now lies underwater, its ruins scattered across the ocean floor. Here, earthquakes and gradual subsidence, the sinking of land, have played a significant role. The region's unstable geology, combined with rising sea levels, has caused sections of the city to slowly disappear beneath the waves. Among the discoveries are the remains of the pharaohs of Alexandria, the legendary lighthouse that was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Its submerged fragments serve as a poignant symbol of how even the greatest human achievements can be humbled by nature. But how exactly do natural disasters cause land to sink? The answer often lies in a process called soil liquefaction, where waterlogged ground loses its stability during seismic activity, turning solid earth into a fluid-like slurry. This phenomenon can cause buildings to tilt, collapse, or even slide into the sea, as seen in Port Royal. Similarly, tsunamis, massive waves triggered by underwater earthquakes, can inundate coastal cities, sweeping away entire communities and burying them under layers of sediment. Rising sea levels driven by climate change or glacial melt can also submerge low-lying areas over time, as seen in parts of Alexandria. These geological processes are not just random acts of destruction, they're part of the Earth's natural cycle, recorded in the layers of sediment and the ruins they conceal. What's fascinating, though, is that these disasters often act as accidental preservers. While they may destroy cities in the short term, they also create conditions that protect artifacts and structures from further decay. The cold, low-oxygen environment of the ocean floor slows down the decomposition of organic materials, while layers of silt and sand shield ruins from erosion and human interference. In a way, these submerged sites are like time capsules, their contents frozen in the moment of their destruction. The very forces that claimed these cities have also safeguarded their stories, allowing us to uncover them centuries or even millennia later. This duality, destruction and preservation, raises intriguing questions about how we view natural disasters. Are they merely agents of loss, or do they also serve as guardians of history? The ruins of Port Royal and Alexandria suggest the latter. These sites, once vibrant centers of human activity, now lie silent beneath the waves, their secrets waiting to be uncovered. They remind us that the past is not just something we leave behind, it's something that can be rediscovered, reinterpreted, and even celebrated. As we continue to explore these underwater worlds, we're not just piecing together the stories of lost cities. We're also gaining a deeper understanding of the delicate balance between human ambition and the power of nature. Each discovery is a testament to resilience, a reminder that even in the face of disaster, fragments of our past endure. And who knows what other stories might lie hidden in the depths, waiting for the right moment to resurface. The ocean's depths are more than just a graveyard for lost civilizations. They're also a remarkable preservative, safeguarding relics of the past in ways that land simply cannot. Unlike ruins exposed to the elements, underwater sites benefit from a unique combination of factors that slow decay and protect artifacts from the ravages of time. The cold, dark waters of the deep create a low-oxygen environment, effectively putting materials into a kind of suspended animation. Without oxygen, the chemical reactions that cause organic materials like wood, leather, and even parchment to break down are significantly slowed, allowing these items to survive for centuries, if not millennia. It's as if the ocean itself has become a natural time capsule, locking away treasures until we're ready to uncover them. Consider the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek device discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. This intricate bronze artifact, often called the world's first analog computer, dates back to around 100 BCE. When researchers first recovered it in the early 20th century, they were stunned by its complexity. The device, used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses, features a series of interlocking gears and dials that rival the precision of modern machinery. What's truly remarkable, though, is how well it survived. The cold, oxygen-deprived waters of the Mediterranean preserved the metal and its delicate mechanisms, allowing us to study this marvel of ancient engineering in astonishing detail. Had it been left on land, the Antikythera mechanism would have likely corroded or been lost to the elements long ago. But it's not just metal artifacts that benefit from the ocean's protective embrace. Organic materials, which are far more fragile and prone to decay on land, can also endure underwater. Shipwrecks, for example, often contain wooden planks, textiles, and even food remnants that would have disintegrated centuries ago if exposed to air and sunlight. These materials provide invaluable insights into daily life, trade, and craftsmanship, offering a glimpse into worlds that written records alone could never fully capture. The ocean's ability to preserve such delicate items makes it an unparalleled archive of human history, one that continues to yield astonishing discoveries. Another crucial factor in the preservation of underwater ruins is the lack of human interference. On land, archaeological sites are often subject to looting, urban development, or even damage from agriculture. But beneath the waves, ruins remain largely untouched, hidden from view and protected by the ocean's vastness. This isolation ensures that artifacts are discovered in their original context, allowing researchers to piece together the stories of ancient civilizations with greater accuracy. For example, the wreckage of the Uluburan ship, a Bronze Age vessel found off the coast of Turkey, contained a treasure trove of goods from across the Mediterranean, including raw materials, luxury items, and even personal belongings. The undisturbed nature of the site provided a snapshot of ancient trade networks, revealing connections between distant cultures that might otherwise have been lost to history. These preservation conditions raise an intriguing possibility. Could the ocean also protect ancient texts? While paper and parchment are delicate, the low-oxygen environment of the deep might have shielded them from the decay that would have destroyed them on land. Imagine discovering a submerged library, its scrolls and codices still legible after centuries underwater. Such a find could unlock lost knowledge, offering first-hand accounts of history, philosophy, or religion that have been absent from our records. The Dead Sea Scrolls, preserved in the dry caves of the Judean desert, show how fragile texts can endure in the right conditions. Beneath the waves, similar discoveries might be waiting, holding the potential to rewrite entire chapters of human history. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just uncovering artifacts, we're opening a window into the past, one that offers a clearer, more vivid picture of the civilizations that came before us. The ocean's unique preservation conditions remind us that some of history's greatest secrets are still waiting to be found, hidden in the silent, watery depths. And as we search for these treasures, we're not just piecing together the past, we're rediscovering the voices of those who shaped it. The search for lost scriptures beneath the waves is a quest that feels almost straight out of a treasure hunter's dream. Imagine diving into the silent depths, not just for gold or jewels, but for something far more precious: ancient texts that could rewrite the story of humanity. While underwater ruins have revealed countless artifacts, from statues to pottery, the discovery of written records remains one of the most tantalizing possibilities. These texts, whether etched in stone, inked on parchment, or carved into wax, could offer us a direct line to the thoughts, beliefs, and daily lives of people who lived thousands of years ago. But finding them is no easy feat. One of the greatest challenges in uncovering these lost scriptures is the fragility of the materials themselves. Parchment, papyrus, and even wax tablets are delicate by nature, and centuries underwater can take a heavy toll. Waterlogged environments, while capable of preserving some materials, can also cause ink to bleed, parchment to disintegrate, or wax to soften and lose its shape. Yet, despite these obstacles, there have been remarkable discoveries that give us hope. Take, for example, the Roman shipwrecks found in the Mediterranean. Among their cargo were wax tablets, thin wooden boards coated with wax, used for writing notes or records. These tablets, preserved in the cold, oxygen-deprived waters, have survived for nearly 2,000 years, their inscriptions still legible. They provide a rare glimpse into the administrative and personal lives of ancient Romans. From business transactions to personal letters, offering a level of detail that stone inscriptions alone could never capture. But what about more significant texts, scrolls, codices, or even entire libraries submerged by time and tide? The potential is staggering. Ancient scriptures, whether religious, philosophical, or historical, could fill gaps in our knowledge, challenge long-held assumptions, or even reveal entirely new perspectives on the past. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in the mid-20th century, are a prime example of how such finds can revolutionize our understanding. These ancient manuscripts, hidden away in caves for centuries, provided an unprecedented look into Jewish life and thought during the Second Temple period. They challenged existing narratives and opened up entirely new avenues of study. If similar texts lie beneath the ocean, they could do the same or more. The ocean's unique preservation conditions make this possibility all the more intriguing. While water is often seen as a destructive force, it can also act as a protector. In low-oxygen environments, organic materials like parchment or papyrus can survive far longer than they would on land. The cold, dark depths slow decay, shielding these fragile items from the elements and from human interference. This means that ancient texts, if they exist, could be remarkably well preserved, waiting for the right moment to be rediscovered. Imagine stumbling upon a submerged temple or library, its walls lined with scrolls or its chambers filled with waterlogged codices. Such a discovery would be nothing short of historic. Yet, the search is not without its challenges. Underwater archaeology is a painstaking process requiring precision, patience, and cutting-edge technology. Every excavation must balance the need to uncover artifacts with the risk of damaging them. Once brought to the surface, these materials face a new set of challenges, as exposure to air and light can cause rapid deterioration. Conservation techniques, from controlled drying to chemical stabilization, are essential to ensure that these fragile relics survive long enough to be studied and shared with the world. The implications of discovering ancient scriptures underwater are profound. These texts could offer insights into lost languages, forgotten rituals, or even first-hand accounts of historical events. They might reveal the spiritual beliefs of ancient cultures, challenge our understanding of their intellectual achievements, or provide a window into the daily lives of people who lived millennia ago. In a world where so much of our history has been lost or destroyed, these underwater scriptures could be the key to unlocking secrets we thought were gone forever. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just searching for artifacts, we're searching for knowledge. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the civilizations that shaped our world, and each text we uncover adds another piece to the puzzle. The search for lost scriptures is more than an archaeological endeavor. It's a journey into the heart of human history, one that reminds us of the enduring power of the written word. And as we dive deeper, who knows what stories might rise from the depths waiting to be told? The story of the Library of Alexandria is one of history's greatest tragedies and one of its most enduring mysteries. Known as the greatest repository of knowledge in the ancient world, this legendary library housed hundreds of thousands of scrolls containing the collective wisdom of civilizations across the Mediterranean. Philosophers, scientists, and scholars flocked to Alexandria to study its vast collection, making it a beacon of intellectual progress. But in a series of devastating events, the library was destroyed, and with it, countless irreplaceable texts vanished. The loss is often described as one of the most catastrophic in human history, leaving us to wonder what insights and discoveries were lost forever. But what if some of those texts weren't completely destroyed? What if fragments of the Library of Alexandria's treasures are still out there, waiting to be found beneath the waves? The exact circumstances of the library's destruction remain shrouded in debate. Some historians point to a fire during Julius Caesar's siege of Alexandria in 48 BCE, while others blame subsequent invasions or even gradual neglect. Regardless of how it happened, the result was the same: an incalculable loss of knowledge. Scrolls on philosophy, astronomy, medicine, and literature, many of which were one of a kind, were reduced to ash or scattered to the winds. The loss set back human progress by centuries, creating gaps in our understanding of the ancient world that we've been trying to fill ever since. But here's where things get intriguing. Not all of the library's contents may have been lost. Some scholars believe that portions of its collection could have been saved, either by being moved to other locations or by being stored in underground chambers or nearby buildings that were later submerged by rising sea levels. This possibility has sparked a tantalizing theory. Could some of the Library of Alexandria's texts have survived underwater? The idea isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. The city of Alexandria itself suffered from earthquakes and rising waters over the centuries, causing parts of it to sink beneath the Mediterranean. In recent years, underwater archaeologists have discovered submerged ruins near the city's ancient harbor, including what appear to be remnants of royal palaces and temples. Could these ruins also hold fragments of the library's collection? If so, the discovery would be nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine unearthing a waterlogged scroll containing a lost work by Aristotle, a forgotten play by Sophocles, or an ancient treatise on astronomy that predates even Ptolemy. Such a find wouldn't just fill gaps in our knowledge, it could completely reshape our understanding of the ancient world. The impact of discovering these texts would be profound. For historians, it would be like opening a time capsule, offering first-hand accounts of ideas and events that have been lost to time. For scientists, it could reveal ancient insights into mathematics, medicine, or engineering that were centuries ahead of their time. And for the rest of us, it would be a reminder of the enduring power of knowledge and how fragile it can be. The Library of Alexandria's legacy isn't just about what was lost, it's about what we might still find hidden in the depths of the ocean. But Alexandria isn't the only ancient library that might lie beneath the waves. Across the Mediterranean and beyond, other repositories of knowledge could be waiting to be discovered. Take, for example, the Library of Pergamum in modern-day Turkey, which rivaled Alexandria in its collection of scrolls, or consider the libraries of Carthage, whose texts were said to be so vast that they filled entire buildings. While these libraries were also destroyed, it's possible that some of their contents were preserved in nearby ruins that were later submerged. The ocean, with its unique ability to protect fragile materials, might be the keeper of these lost treasures, safeguarding them until we're ready to uncover them. The search for these ancient libraries is more than just an archaeological endeavor. It's a quest to reclaim a piece of our shared heritage. Each submerged ruin holds the potential to reveal not just physical artifacts, but the ideas and stories of people who lived thousands of years ago. As we continue to explore these underwater sites, we're not just uncovering history, we're rediscovering the voices of the past, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge is as timeless as the ocean itself. And who knows, the next great discovery might be just a dive away, waiting to rewrite the story of humanity. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the mid-20th century stands as one of the most extraordinary archaeological finds of all time. Hidden away in the caves of Qumran near the Dead Sea, these ancient manuscripts date back over 2,000 years, offering a rare and unfiltered glimpse into the religious and cultural life of ancient Judea. Written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, the scrolls include fragments of nearly every book of the Hebrew Bible, along with apocryphal texts, hymns, and community rules. For scholars, the Dead Sea Scrolls were nothing short of a revelation, providing the oldest known copies of biblical texts and shedding light on the beliefs and practices of a Jewish sect that lived during the Second Temple period. But what makes these scrolls truly remarkable is their ability to challenge and refine our understanding of ancient religious traditions. They remind us that history is not static, it's a living, evolving story, shaped by the discovery of new evidence. What if similar texts are waiting to be discovered in underwater ruins? The idea is not as far-fetched as it might seem. Just as the caves of Qumran preserved the Dead Sea Scrolls for centuries, the ocean's depths could be safeguarding other ancient manuscripts lost to the passage of time. Imagine uncovering submerged temples or libraries, their chambers filled with waterlogged scrolls or inscribed tablets. These texts might contain lost gospels, historical records, or even philosophical treatises that challenge our current understanding of ancient cultures. For example, what if we found a text that offered a radically different account of a well-known biblical event, or a collection of writings that revealed the spiritual practices of a forgotten civilization? The implications of such discoveries would be profound, not just for scholars but for anyone interested in the roots of human belief and thought. The Dead Sea Scrolls themselves offer a compelling example of how ancient texts can reshape our understanding of history. Before their discovery, many scholars believed that the Hebrew Bible had remained relatively unchanged over the centuries, but the scrolls revealed variations in the text, showing that the scriptures evolved over time. This discovery forced historians to reconsider how religious traditions develop and how they are transmitted across generations. If similar texts were found in underwater ruins, they could have a similar impact, challenging or confirming existing narratives in ways we can't yet imagine. For instance, a lost gospel or a previously unknown religious text could provide new insights into the origins of Christianity, Judaism, or other faiths, offering a richer, more nuanced picture of their early development. But it's not just religious texts that could be waiting beneath the waves. Historical records, personal letters, and even literary works might also lie hidden in underwater ruins. These documents could offer first-hand accounts of daily life, political intrigue, or cultural exchange, filling in gaps in our knowledge and bringing ancient civilizations to life in vivid detail. Imagine finding a merchant's ledger that reveals the trade routes of the ancient Mediterranean, or a poet's manuscript that captures the emotions and aspirations of a long-lost society. Such discoveries would not only enrich our understanding of the past, but also remind us of the enduring power of the written word to connect us across time and space. The search for these underwater texts is more than an academic pursuit. It's a journey into the heart of human history. Each discovery has the potential to rewrite our understanding of the past, revealing stories and voices that have been silent for centuries. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just uncovering artifacts, we're rediscovering the ideas, beliefs, and dreams of those who came before us. And in doing so, we're reminded that the past is not a closed book. It's a living, breathing narrative waiting to be uncovered and retold. While the Dead Sea Scrolls have given us a glimpse into ancient religious texts, underwater ruins might hold an even broader treasure trove of knowledge. From sacred scriptures to everyday records, these submerged sites could contain a wealth of information about the civilizations that created them. The ocean's ability to preserve delicate materials makes it a unique archive, one that could unlock secrets we've only begun to imagine. As we dive deeper into these underwater worlds, we're not just searching for history, we're searching for the stories that define us, waiting silently in the depths, ready to be rediscovered. The ancient world was a web of trade routes crisscrossing continents and oceans, connecting distant civilizations in ways that shaped the course of history. From the famed Silk Road winding across Asia to the bustling maritime routes of the Mediterranean, these pathways were more than just conduits for goods, they were lifelines of culture, knowledge, and innovation. But what happens when these trade routes meet the sea? Beneath the waves lie silent witnesses to the bustling commerce of the past, shipwrecks laden with treasures, remnants of voyages that never reached their destinations. These underwater discoveries are more than just archaeological curiosities. They're windows into the economies, technologies, and exchanges that defined ancient civilizations. One of the most remarkable aspects of underwater archaeology is its ability to reveal the tangible evidence of these ancient trade networks. Take, for example, the Uluburun shipwreck discovered off the coast of Turkey. Dating back to the late Bronze Age around 1300 BC, this vessel was carrying a staggering array of goods: copper ingots, glass beads, precious metals, and even exotic spices. The cargo, sourced from as far away as Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Aegean, paints a vivid picture of a world already deeply interconnected. But it's not just the goods themselves that tell the story, it's their origins and destinations. Each artifact is a clue pointing to the complex web of trade routes that link distant cultures, fostering the exchange of ideas, technologies, and beliefs. The Mediterranean, often called the cradle of Western civilization, was a hub of maritime trade, with ships crisscrossing its waters to transport everything from olive oil to fine pottery. But these voyages were fraught with danger. Storms, piracy, and treacherous coastlines claimed countless ships, leaving their cargoes scattered across the seabed. Over the centuries, these shipwrecks have become time capsules, preserving snapshots of ancient economies. For instance, the Antikythera shipwreck, famous for its namesake mechanism, also carried luxury items like statues, jewelry, and fine glassware. These finds not only highlight the wealth of the ancient world, but also offer insights into the tastes and preferences of its elite. But what about the less tangible cargo: knowledge, ideas, and perhaps even texts? It's easy to imagine that these ships, carrying goods from one end of the known world to the other, also transported something far more valuable: manuscripts, scrolls, or even entire libraries. After all, trade routes were not just about commerce, they were conduits for the spread of culture and knowledge. Scholars, merchants, and travelers moved along these routes, bringing with them stories, philosophies, and religious teachings. Could some of these texts have been lost at sea, now lying hidden in the holds of sunken ships? The possibility is tantalizing. Imagine a merchant vessel bound for a distant port, carrying not just spices and silks, but also scrolls containing lost works of philosophy, forgotten epics, or sacred scriptures. Such a discovery could rewrite entire chapters of history. The Silk Road, often associated with overland trade, also had its maritime counterpart, the so-called Maritime Silk Road. Stretching from China to the Mediterranean, this network of sea routes connected the East and West, facilitating the exchange of goods like silk, ceramics, and spices. But it wasn't just material wealth that traveled these routes. Ideas flowed freely, with Buddhism spreading from India to East Asia and Islamic knowledge reaching as far as China. The ships that sailed these waters were floating repositories of culture, carrying not just cargo but also the seeds of intellectual and spiritual exchange. Could some of these vessels have carried manuscripts or scriptures now lost to the depths? If so, their recovery could offer unprecedented insights into the spread of knowledge across the ancient world. These underwater discoveries remind us that trade routes were more than just economic networks. They were the arteries of civilization, pumping lifeblood into the cultures they connected. The goods exchanged along these routes tell us about the material wealth of ancient societies, but the ideas and knowledge they carried speak to something deeper: the shared human desire to connect, to learn, and to grow. As we explore these submerged sites, we're not just uncovering artifacts, we're piecing together the stories of people who dared to venture beyond their horizons, forging connections that shape the world we live in today. The next time you think of the Silk Road or the ancient maritime routes, don't just picture caravans and ships laden with goods. Imagine them as bridges of knowledge spanning continents and oceans, carrying not just spices and silks but also the wisdom of the ages. And somewhere beneath the waves, those bridges may still hold secrets waiting to be rediscovered. Mythology and folklore have long whispered of sunken cities and lost civilizations, weaving tales of grandeur and tragedy that have captivated humanity for millennia. Stories like Atlantis, first described by Plato, or the mythical land of Lemuria, said to have existed in the Indian Ocean, are more than just fanciful legends. They hint at a deep-seated human fascination with the mysteries of the deep. These tales often describe advanced societies that met their end in cataclysmic events, swallowed by the sea as punishment for their hubris or as a result of natural disasters. But could these myths be more than mere stories? Could they be echoes of real events passed down through generations until they became legend? Archaeologists and historians have long debated the origins of these myths, with some suggesting they might be rooted in actual historical events. For example, the legend of Atlantis has often been linked to the Minoan civilization, which thrived on the island of Crete until a massive volcanic eruption and subsequent tsunami devastated the region around 1600 BC. The parallels are striking: an advanced society, a sudden cataclysm, and a civilization lost to the sea. Similarly, the story of Lemuria has been tied to ancient land bridges that once connected continents, now submerged due to rising sea levels. These connections suggest that myths might not be pure fiction, but rather exaggerated or symbolic accounts of real events. The interplay between myth and archaeology is a fascinating one. On one hand, myths can serve as valuable clues, guiding researchers to potential sites of interest. For instance, the story of Dwarka, the submerged city of Lord Krishna, led archaeologists to explore the waters off the coast of India, where they uncovered ruins that align remarkably well with the ancient descriptions. On the other hand, archaeological discoveries can challenge or reshape these myths. The rediscovery of Heracleion, for example, turned a legendary city into a tangible piece of history, proving that some myths have a basis in reality. This dynamic relationship between story and science enriches our understanding of both, offering new perspectives on how ancient societies made sense of their world. But mythology doesn't just inform archaeology, it also captures the human imagination in ways that science alone cannot. Myths tap into universal themes of loss, resilience, and the eternal struggle between humanity and nature. They remind us that the past is not just a collection of facts but a tapestry of stories, each one reflecting the hopes, fears, and values of the people who told them. When we explore underwater ruins, we're not just uncovering physical artifacts, we're engaging with these narratives, seeing how they align with or diverge from the reality of the past. Looking ahead, mythology might even guide future explorations. Stories of sunken cities could point researchers toward unexplored regions, offering hints about where to search for lost civilizations. For example, the legend of Wise, a mythical city said to lie off the coast of Brittany, has inspired underwater surveys that have revealed submerged structures dating back to the Iron Age. These discoveries suggest that myths, when approached with a critical eye, can be valuable tools in the quest to uncover history. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just seeking physical evidence of the past, we're also unraveling the stories that have shaped our understanding of it. Myths and archaeology are two sides of the same coin, each offering unique insights into the human experience. Whether these legends are based on real events or pure imagination, they remind us that the ocean holds more than just ruins. It holds the dreams and memories of countless generations waiting to be rediscovered. And who knows, the next great discovery might come not from a sonar map or an ROV, but from an ancient story whispered across the ages, guiding us toward the secrets of the deep. As fascinating as underwater archaeology is, it's far from an easy endeavor. The challenges faced by researchers in this field are as vast and deep as the oceans they explore. From securing funding to navigating the unpredictable and often dangerous underwater environment, every step of the process is fraught with obstacles. And yet, it's precisely these challenges that make the discoveries so remarkable. Each artifact recovered, each ruin mapped, is a triumph of human ingenuity and perseverance. One of the most immediate hurdles is simply getting to these underwater sites. Unlike land-based excavations, where tools and teams can be transported relatively easily, underwater archaeology requires specialized equipment and highly trained personnel. The costs can be astronomical, from renting research vessels to purchasing sonar mapping technology and remotely operated vehicles. Many projects rely on grants or donations, which can be difficult to secure, especially when the potential discoveries are uncertain. This financial strain often means that only the most promising sites are explored, leaving countless others untouched and unexplored. But even with the right resources, the underwater environment itself presents a formidable challenge. The ocean is an unpredictable and often hostile place. Strong currents, poor visibility, and extreme depths can make even the most straightforward dives perilous. Divers must contend with the physical strain of working underwater, where every movement requires more effort, and the risk of decompression sickness looms with every descent. For deeper sites where human divers can't safely go, researchers rely on ROVs, remotely operated vehicles. But these machines are expensive, complex, and sometimes limited in their capabilities. It's a delicate dance between pushing the boundaries of exploration and ensuring the safety of everyone involved. And then there's the question of preservation. While the ocean has a remarkable ability to protect artifacts, bringing them to the surface can be a double-edged sword. Exposure to air and light can cause rapid deterioration, especially for organic materials like wood or parchment. Once an artifact is recovered, it must undergo a meticulous conservation process to stabilize it for study and display. This often involves years of painstaking work, from desalination to chemical treatments, all to ensure that these fragile relics survive for future generations. The irony is that in our effort to preserve history, we sometimes risk losing it, but the challenges don't end with the artifacts themselves. Underwater archaeologists must also grapple with the ethical implications of their work. Excavating a site can disrupt delicate marine ecosystems, damaging coral reefs or disturbing the habitats of marine life. How do we balance the desire to uncover history with the need to protect the natural world? This question has sparked heated debates within the field, with some arguing for a more hands-off approach, leaving sites untouched unless they're at risk of destruction. Others believe that the knowledge gained from these excavations outweighs the potential harm, especially when done responsibly and with minimal impact. Striking this balance is no easy task. It requires collaboration between archaeologists, marine biologists, and conservationists, each bringing their expertise to ensure that exploration doesn't come at the expense of the environment. For example, some projects now use non-invasive techniques like 3D imaging to study sites without physically disturbing them. This allows researchers to excavate digitally, preserving the ruins in their underwater context while still gathering valuable data. It's a promising step forward, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Each site presents its own unique challenges, requiring a tailored approach that considers both its historical significance and its ecological impact. Looking ahead, the future of underwater archaeology lies in innovation and collaboration. Advances in technology, from more affordable ROVs to AI-driven imaging systems, are making it easier to explore and document underwater sites. At the same time, a growing emphasis on interdisciplinary research is fostering new ways to balance exploration and preservation. By working together, scientists, historians, and conservationists can ensure that these underwater treasures are not only discovered but also protected for generations to come. The challenges of underwater archaeology are immense, but so too are the rewards. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding the civilizations that came before us, offering glimpses into worlds that would otherwise remain hidden. As we navigate these challenges, we're reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey, one that requires patience, creativity, and a deep respect for both the past and the natural world. And as we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just uncovering history, we're learning how to preserve it for the future. As we peer into the future of underwater exploration, it's impossible not to feel a sense of excitement and possibility. Emerging technologies are poised to revolutionize the field of underwater archaeology, opening doors to discoveries that were once thought impossible. Artificial intelligence, advanced robotics, and cutting-edge imaging systems are transforming how we explore the ocean's depths, offering tools that are faster, more precise, and less intrusive than ever before. Imagine a fleet of autonomous underwater drones, equipped with AI-driven algorithms, scanning the ocean floor with unprecedented accuracy. These machines could identify potential sites in a fraction of the time it would take human researchers, mapping vast areas of the seabed with incredible detail. Suddenly, the ocean's secrets become a little more accessible, and the potential for groundbreaking discoveries grows exponentially. One of the most promising advancements is the use of AI to analyze sonar and satellite data. By training algorithms to recognize patterns associated with man-made structures like the geometric shapes of ruins or the outlines of sunken ships, researchers can pinpoint potential excavation sites with remarkable efficiency. This technology isn't just about speed, it's about precision. AI can sift through mountains of data, identifying subtle anomalies that might otherwise go unnoticed. For example, a faint outline on the ocean floor could reveal the remnants of an ancient harbor or the foundations of a submerged temple. These tools don't replace human expertise, they enhance it, allowing archaeologists to focus their efforts on the most promising leads. But it's not just about finding ruins, it's about understanding them. Advanced robotics like next-generation remotely operated vehicles or ROV are becoming more sophisticated, capable of navigating complex underwater environments with ease. Equipped with high-resolution cameras, 3D scanners, and even robotic arms, these machines can explore delicate sites without disturbing them, capturing detailed images and creating virtual models that bring ancient structures to life. Imagine exploring a submerged city from the comfort of a research vessel, watching as a 3D reconstruction of its streets and buildings unfolds on a screen. These technologies not only make exploration safer but also more accessible, allowing researchers to study sites that were once too deep or too dangerous to reach. The potential for discovery is staggering. With these tools, we could uncover new ruins, lost scriptures, and artifacts that reshape our understanding of history. Imagine finding a submerged library, its scrolls preserved by the ocean's protective embrace, offering insights into a civilization's beliefs, rituals, and daily lives. Or consider the possibility of discovering an entire city, swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago, its streets and temples frozen in time. Each discovery has the power to rewrite history, filling in gaps and challenging long-held assumptions. The ocean's depths are a treasure trove of knowledge, and emerging technologies are the keys to unlocking it. Yet, with these advancements comes a responsibility to preserve what we find. The ocean has safeguarded these relics for centuries, but once brought to the surface, they face new risks. Exposure to air, light, and even the slightest change in temperature can cause irreparable damage. That's why conservation efforts are more critical than ever. New techniques like 3D printing and digital preservation allow us to study and share these artifacts without risking their physical integrity. By creating exact replicas or high-resolution digital models, we can ensure that these treasures are accessible to researchers and the public while the originals remain protected. The future of underwater exploration is not just about uncovering the past, it's about preserving it for generations to come. As we harness the power of AI, robotics, and other cutting-edge tools, we're not just pushing the boundaries of what's possible, we're redefining how we connect with history. Each discovery is a reminder that the ocean holds more than just secrets. It holds stories waiting to be told. And with every dive, every scan, every breakthrough, we're getting closer to hearing them. The journey is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. As we uncover the secrets of the deep, we're faced with a question that goes beyond science and history: who owns the past? The ethics of underwater discoveries are as complex as the ruins themselves, touching on issues of cultural heritage, national identity, and even global responsibility. When an ancient artifact is pulled from the ocean floor, it doesn't just belong to the team that found it, it becomes part of a larger story, one that involves governments, local communities, and international organizations. And navigating this web of interests is no easy task. One of the most contentious issues is the ownership of recovered artifacts. Should they stay in the country where they were found, or do they belong to humanity as a whole? This debate often pits nations against each other, with some arguing that cultural treasures are an integral part of their heritage, while others advocate for a more global approach where artifacts are shared through museums and exhibitions. Take, for example, the Elgin marbles, ancient Greek sculptures currently housed in the British Museum. Greece has long called for their return, claiming they were taken unlawfully, while the UK maintains they were acquired legally. Underwater discoveries add another layer to this debate, as many artifacts are found in international waters, making their legal status even murkier. But ownership isn't the only ethical concern. Underwater archaeology can also have a profound impact on local communities. For many, these sites are more than just historical curiosities. They're sacred spaces tied to cultural or spiritual traditions. Excavating these areas can feel like an intrusion, disrupting the connection between people and their heritage. In some cases, local communities have been excluded from the decision-making process, leaving them feeling sidelined in the exploration of their own history. It's a delicate balance, requiring archaeologists to approach their work with sensitivity and respect, ensuring that local voices are heard and valued. International laws and organizations play a crucial role in regulating underwater archaeology, but even they face challenges. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, has established guidelines to protect underwater cultural heritage, emphasizing the importance of preserving sites in their original context whenever possible. The UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Underwater Cultural Heritage, adopted in 2001, aims to prevent the looting and exploitation of submerged sites, promoting ethical practices and international cooperation. Yet, not all countries have ratified the convention, and enforcement can be inconsistent, leaving many sites vulnerable to damage or destruction. At the heart of these ethical dilemmas is the tension between exploration and preservation. On one hand, underwater archaeology has the potential to uncover incredible insights about our past, shedding light on forgotten civilizations and lost histories. On the other, the act of discovery can sometimes harm the very things we're trying to protect. Removing artifacts from their underwater environment can accelerate their deterioration, while intrusive excavation techniques can damage fragile sites. Striking the right balance requires a thoughtful, collaborative approach, one that prioritizes both scientific inquiry and cultural respect. Looking ahead, these ethical considerations will shape the future of underwater archaeology. As technology advances and our ability to explore the ocean's depths grows, so too must our commitment to responsible practices. This means engaging with local communities, respecting cultural traditions, and ensuring that discoveries are shared in ways that benefit everyone. It also means advocating for stronger international protections so that the treasures of the deep are preserved for future generations. The ethics of underwater discoveries remind us that history is not just about uncovering the past, it's about how we honor and preserve it. As we continue to explore the ocean's secrets, we must do so with care, ensuring that our quest for knowledge enriches rather than erases the stories of those who came before us. In the end, the true measure of our progress isn't just what we find, it's how we choose to protect and share it. As our planet's climate continues to shift, the impact on underwater ruins is becoming impossible to ignore. Rising sea levels, a direct consequence of global warming, are reshaping coastlines and submerging more land each year. While this might seem like a distant concern, the effects are already being felt in the world of underwater archaeology. For some, the rising waters present an unexpected opportunity. As coastlines erode and ice melts, previously inaccessible sites are being revealed. In places like Scandinavia, retreating glaciers have exposed ancient artifacts and even human remains, offering a glimpse into life thousands of years ago. Similarly, changing ocean currents and shifting sands can uncover long-buried ruins, bringing them to light for the first time in centuries. In a way, climate change is acting as both a destroyer and an accidental archaeologist, revealing secrets hidden beneath the waves. But for every site uncovered, countless others are at risk of being lost forever. Rising seas don't just reveal, they also destroy. As water levels climb, coastal ruins are increasingly vulnerable to erosion and flooding. Sites that have been preserved for millennia in the ocean's protective embrace are now facing new threats. Increased storm intensity, driven by warmer ocean temperatures, can batter delicate structures, scattering artifacts and obliterating fragile remains. In the Mediterranean, for example, ancient port cities like Heracleion and Pavloptri are at risk of being further submerged or damaged by stronger currents and saltwater corrosion. The very waters that once safeguarded these ruins are now becoming their greatest enemy. The impact of climate change isn't limited to rising seas. Ocean acidification, caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide, is also taking a toll. This process weakens coral reefs, which often serve as natural barriers protecting underwater sites from strong currents and erosion. As these reefs degrade, the ruins they shield become more exposed, accelerating their decay. Even the chemical composition of the water itself is changing, with higher acidity levels threatening to dissolve ancient stone structures and metal artifacts over time. It's a slow but relentless process, one that underscores the urgency of exploring and documenting these sites before they're lost to the waves. Yet, amidst these challenges, there's a glimmer of hope. Advances in technology are giving archaeologists new tools to race against the clock. High-resolution 3D scanning, for instance, allows researchers to create detailed digital replicas of underwater ruins, preserving them virtually even if the physical sites are destroyed. Similarly, artificial intelligence is being used to analyze vast amounts of data, identifying at-risk sites and prioritizing them for exploration. These innovations are more than just tools, they're lifelines, offering a chance to save our shared heritage before it's too late. The stakes are high and time is running out. Every year, more underwater sites are lost to the dual forces of climate change and human activity. But with each discovery, we're reminded of the incredible stories these ruins hold, stories of resilience, innovation, and connection that span millennia. The question isn't just whether we can uncover these mysteries, it's whether we can do so quickly enough to preserve them for future generations. As the oceans rise, so too does the urgency of our mission. The past is slipping away, but with determination and ingenuity, we still have a chance to save it. As the mysteries of the deep continue to captivate us, a new wave of explorers is emerging, not just professional archaeologists, but everyday people with a passion for discovery. Citizen science, the practice of involving the public in scientific research, is transforming the field of underwater exploration. From amateur divers to tech-savvy enthusiasts, people around the world are contributing to the search for submerged ruins, proving that you don't need a degree in archaeology to uncover history. This growing movement is not only democratizing the field but also accelerating the pace of discovery, bringing fresh perspectives and energy to the quest for knowledge. One of the most exciting aspects of citizen science is its ability to harness the power of crowdsourcing. Platforms like Global Explorer, founded by archaeologist Sarah Parcak, invite the public to analyze satellite images and identify potential archaeological sites, including those underwater. By breaking down complex data into manageable tasks, these projects allow anyone with an internet connection to contribute to groundbreaking research. It's a collaborative approach that has already led to the discovery of previously unknown ruins, proving that collective curiosity can yield remarkable results. Imagine a high school student in one part of the world spotting a faint outline on a sonar map, only for it to turn out to be the remains of an ancient harbor. That's the power of citizen science in action, but it's not just about analyzing images from afar. Amateur divers and underwater explorers are also playing a crucial role in hands-on discovery. Organizations like the Underwater Archaeology Society of British Columbia train recreational divers to document and photograph underwater sites, creating detailed records that professional archaeologists can use for further study. These citizen scientists are often the first to stumble upon new finds, from shipwrecks to submerged structures, simply by exploring their local waters. Their passion and dedication are helping to fill gaps in our understanding of underwater heritage, one dive at a time. Technology is at the heart of this movement, making underwater exploration more accessible than ever before. Affordable drones and underwater cameras allow hobbyists to capture high-quality images of submerged sites, while open-source software enables them to create 3D models of ruins. Even sonar technology, once the exclusive domain of research institutions, is becoming more widely available, allowing amateurs to map the ocean floor with impressive accuracy. These tools are leveling the playing field, giving everyday people the ability to contribute meaningfully to archaeological research. It's a shift that's not only expanding the pool of explorers, but also fostering a deeper connection between the public and our shared history. Crowdsourced discoveries are also reshaping how we think about archaeology. In the past, the field was often seen as exclusive, reserved for experts with years of training. But citizen science is breaking down those barriers, showing that history belongs to everyone. By involving the public in exploration, we're not just uncovering artifacts, we're building a global community of curious minds united by a love of discovery. This inclusive approach has the potential to inspire the next generation of archaeologists, ensuring that the quest to uncover our past continues long into the future. As technology continues to evolve, the role of citizen science in underwater exploration is only set to grow. From virtual reality tools that allow people to explore submerged sites from their living rooms to AI-powered platforms that make data analysis easier, the possibilities are endless. These innovations are making exploration more accessible, more collaborative, and more exciting than ever before. And as we dive deeper into the ocean's secrets, one thing is clear: the future of underwater archaeology isn't just in the hands of experts, it's in the hands of all of us. Together, we're uncovering the stories of the past, one discovery at a time. The cultural significance of underwater ruins extends far beyond their archaeological value. They are living connections to the past, woven into the fabric of modern communities. For many, these submerged sites are not just relics of history but sacred spaces, deeply tied to local folklore, spiritual beliefs, and ancestral traditions. Take, for instance, the submerged city of Dwarka off the coast of India. For millions of Hindus, this site is more than an archaeological marvel. It is a tangible link to their spiritual heritage, a place where mythology and history intertwine. The discovery of Dwarka's ruins has not only validated ancient texts, but also reinforced a sense of pride and identity among those who see the city as a symbol of their faith. This interplay between archaeology and cultural identity is a recurring theme in underwater discoveries. In many coastal communities, stories of sunken cities and lost civilizations have been passed down through generations, becoming integral to local traditions. These tales often serve as moral lessons, cautionary narratives, or sources of inspiration, shaping the way people understand their place in the world. When archaeologists uncover ruins that align with these stories, it can feel like a validation of cultural memory, a confirmation that the past, as remembered, is real. For example, the discovery of Pavloptri in Greece, one of the oldest submerged cities in the world, has resonated deeply with locals who see it as a testament to their ancestors' ingenuity and resilience. But the cultural significance of these sites also raises important questions about ownership and stewardship. Who gets to tell the story of these ruins? How can we ensure that local communities, whose heritage is often tied to these sites, are involved in their exploration and preservation? These questions are not just academic, they touch on issues of respect, representation, and justice. In some cases, underwater ruins have become flashpoints for debates over cultural appropriation, as external groups or institutions attempt to claim or control these sites without consulting the people whose ancestors built them. This disconnect can lead to feelings of alienation and loss, as communities see their heritage being interpreted or misinterpreted by outsiders. Involving local communities in underwater archaeology is not just a matter of ethics, it's also a practical necessity. Local knowledge passed down through generations can provide invaluable insights into the history and significance of these sites. For instance, indigenous communities in the Pacific have long relied on oral traditions to navigate and understand their environment, including submerged landscapes. By collaborating with these communities, archaeologists can gain a richer, more nuanced understanding of the sites they study. Moreover, involving locals in exploration and preservation efforts fosters a sense of ownership and pride, ensuring that these treasures are protected for future generations. The impact of these discoveries goes beyond individual communities, it resonates on a global scale. Underwater ruins remind us that history is not a static collection of facts but a living, evolving narrative shaped by the stories we tell and the connections we make. They challenge us to rethink our assumptions about the past and to consider how the legacies of ancient civilizations continue to influence the present. Whether through folklore, spiritual practices, or shared cultural heritage, these sites bridge the gap between past and present, offering a glimpse into the collective human experience. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we must do so with humility and respect, recognizing that these ruins are more than just artifacts, they are part of a living cultural tapestry. By embracing collaboration and inclusivity, we can ensure that the stories of these submerged worlds are told with the depth and dignity they deserve. And in doing so, we not only uncover the secrets of the past, but also honor the people who keep these stories alive. The ocean, after all, is not just a keeper of secrets, it is a keeper of stories waiting to be shared. The allure of underwater ruins isn't just limited to archaeologists and historians, it's also capturing the imagination of travelers around the world. Underwater tourism is on the rise, offering people the chance to explore ancient cities and shipwrecks firsthand, often in ways that are as thrilling as they are educational. From scuba diving excursions to submarine tours, these experiences are transforming how we interact with history, turning submerged ruins into living museums that anyone can visit. But this growing interest isn't just about adventure. It's also opening up new economic opportunities for coastal communities, while raising awareness about the importance of preserving these fragile sites. Take the Underwater Museum of Art in Cancun, Mexico, for example. This innovative project combines art and conservation, featuring over 500 life-sized sculptures submerged in the ocean. Designed to promote coral growth, the sculptures double as an artificial reef, attracting marine life while offering divers a unique experience. Since its opening, the museum has drawn thousands of visitors, boosting local tourism and providing a sustainable way to protect natural reefs from overuse. It's a perfect example of how underwater tourism can balance economic benefits with environmental responsibility, creating a model that other regions are beginning to follow. But it's not just modern art installations that are drawing crowds. Ancient ruins like the submerged city of Baiae near Naples, Italy, have become popular destinations for divers and snorkelers. Once a luxurious Roman resort, Baiae now lies beneath the waves, its villas and temples transformed into an underwater archaeological park. Visitors can swim through its streets, marveling at mosaics and statues that have been preserved for centuries. This kind of immersive experience not only brings history to life, but also generates revenue for local businesses, from dive shops to hotels, creating a ripple effect that benefits entire communities. The economic potential of underwater tourism is undeniable, but it comes with a responsibility to protect these sites. Increased foot traffic, or in this case fin traffic, can pose risks to delicate ruins and marine ecosystems. That's why many underwater tourism initiatives are adopting sustainable practices, such as limiting the number of visitors, using eco-friendly equipment, and educating tourists about the importance of conservation. These measures ensure that the sites remain intact for future generations, while still allowing people to experience their magic. Tourism also has the potential to fund further exploration. Revenue generated from entry fees, guided tours, and related businesses can be reinvested into research and preservation efforts, creating a cycle that supports both discovery and protection. For instance, the success of underwater parks like Baiae has enabled archaeologists to continue excavating and studying the site, uncovering new insights into Roman life. In this way, tourism becomes more than just an economic driver. It becomes a partner in the quest to understand and preserve our shared heritage. As interest in underwater tourism grows, so too does the opportunity to expand our understanding of these submerged worlds. By making ancient ruins accessible to the public, we're not only sparking curiosity but also fostering a deeper appreciation for the past. These experiences remind us that history isn't confined to textbooks or museums. It's all around us, waiting to be explored. And as we dive into these underwater treasures, we're not just uncovering the stories of the past, we're creating new ones, one adventure at a time. Beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight fades into darkness, lies a hidden world of underwater caves and secret chambers, natural formations that have served as silent guardians of history for millennia. These submerged caverns, carved by water and time, are more than just geological wonders. They are time capsules preserving ruins and artifacts in ways that open-air sites simply cannot. Shielded from the erosive forces of waves and currents, and often hidden from human interference, these caves have become some of the most pristine archaeological sites on Earth. But what makes them so effective at safeguarding the past, and what secrets might they still hold? One of the most remarkable aspects of underwater caves is their ability to protect fragile materials from decay. The constant temperature, low oxygen levels, and lack of light create an environment that slows the breakdown of organic materials, such as wood, textiles, and even human remains. This natural preservation process has allowed archaeologists to uncover artifacts in stunning detail, offering a rare glimpse into ancient lives. For example, in the cenotes of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, divers have discovered well-preserved pottery, tools, and even skeletal remains, all remarkably intact despite being submerged for centuries. These findings provide invaluable insights into the rituals and daily lives of the ancient Maya, who revered these water-filled sinkholes as sacred portals to the underworld. The cenotes, in particular, are a fascinating case study in how underwater caves can preserve cultural heritage. For the Maya, these natural wells were more than just sources of water. They were spiritual centers, places of worship, and even sites of sacrifice. Archaeologists have found offerings like jade jewelry, gold ornaments, and ceremonial objects in the depths of these caves, suggesting that the Maya believed the cenotes were gateways to communicate with their gods. The discovery of human remains has also sparked debates about whether these sites were used for ritual sacrifices, adding a layer of mystery to their historical significance. The cenotes are a testament to how underwater caves can protect not just physical artifacts, but also the stories and beliefs of those who once lived there. But the cenotes are just one example of how underwater caves serve as natural archives. In the Mediterranean, the Blue Grotto on the island of Capri has revealed Roman artifacts, including statues and pottery, preserved in its crystal-clear waters. Similarly, the underwater caves of the Bahamas have yielded remnants of the Lucayan people, an indigenous group that thrived in the region before European contact. These sites, often difficult to access, have remained untouched by looters or development, allowing researchers to study them in their original context. The isolation of these caves has made them invaluable for understanding the cultures that once flourished nearby. What sets underwater caves apart from other archaeological sites is their dual role as protectors and mysteries. On one hand, they offer a safe haven for artifacts, shielding them from the elements and human interference. On the other, they are often shrouded in darkness and danger, requiring specialized equipment and training to explore. This combination of preservation and inaccessibility has made them particularly tantalizing for archaeologists. Every new discovery raises the question, what else might be hidden in these submerged labyrinths? Could there be undiscovered chambers filled with ancient texts, forgotten treasures, or even entire settlements waiting to be found? The potential for discovery is immense. With advances in technology such as underwater drones and 3D mapping, researchers are now able to explore these caves with greater precision and safety than ever before. These tools are revealing new pathways and chambers that were once thought unreachable, opening up possibilities for groundbreaking finds. For instance, recent explorations in the Yucatan have uncovered previously unknown tunnels and artifacts, suggesting that the cenotes hold more secrets than we've yet imagined. Each new find adds another piece to the puzzle, deepening our understanding of the past while fueling the excitement of what's still to come. Underwater caves are more than just geological formations. They are windows into the past, offering a unique glimpse into the lives and beliefs of ancient civilizations. They remind us that some of history's greatest secrets are still waiting to be uncovered, hidden in the silent, watery depths. As we continue to explore these enigmatic spaces, we're not just uncovering artifacts, we're rediscovering the stories of those who came before us. And who knows what other mysteries might lie just beyond the reach of our lights, waiting to be brought into the light of day. Mythology has always been a powerful force, shaping how we see the world and inspiring generations to seek out the unknown. Among the most enduring of these tales are the stories of sunken cities and lost civilizations, whispered across centuries and cultures. From the fabled Atlantis to the legendary wise, these myths have captured imaginations and fueled countless expeditions. But what if these stories are more than just fanciful legends? What if they hold clues, hidden truths waiting to be uncovered beneath the waves? For archaeologists, these ancient tales aren't just bedtime stories. They're maps guiding modern explorers to the very sites where history and myth might converge. Take the story of Atlantis, for example. First described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis was said to be an advanced civilization that vanished beneath the sea in a single day and night of catastrophe. For centuries, scholars have debated whether Atlantis was real or purely allegorical. Yet, its enduring allure has inspired countless searches from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean. While Atlantis itself remains elusive, its legend has led to the discovery of real submerged cities like Heracleion in Egypt or Pavloptri in Greece. These finds blur the line between myth and reality, suggesting that even the most fantastical stories might be rooted in historical events. Similarly, the tale of Dwarka, the submerged city of Lord Krishna in Hindu mythology, has guided archaeologists to the waters off the coast of India. For centuries, Dwarka was considered a sacred legend, a place of divine origin. But when divers uncovered stone structures, pottery, and carvings that matched ancient descriptions, the story took on new life. The discovery didn't just validate a myth, it revealed how deeply intertwined history and storytelling can be. These myths, often dismissed as mere folklore, can serve as invaluable guides, pointing researchers toward sites that might otherwise remain hidden. But why do these myths endure? Perhaps it's because they tap into something universal, a fascination with the unknown, a yearning to uncover what lies beneath. Stories of sunken cities often carry themes of hubris, catastrophe, and renewal, reflecting humanity's own struggles with nature and fate. They remind us that the past is not just a collection of facts but a tapestry of stories, each one offering a glimpse into how ancient cultures made sense of their world. And sometimes, as with Dwarka or Heracleion, these stories turn out to be more than just metaphor. They're echoes of real events waiting to be rediscovered. This interplay between myth and archaeology isn't just about finding ruins. It's about understanding how stories shape our perception of history. Myths can act as time capsules, preserving cultural memories long after the events they describe have faded from collective memory. They offer a unique lens through which to view the past, one that blends imagination with evidence. For archaeologists, this means approaching myths with both curiosity and skepticism, using them as starting points rather than definitive answers. It's a delicate balance, but one that can yield extraordinary results. As we continue to explore the ocean's depths, we're not just searching for physical evidence, we're unraveling the stories that have shaped our understanding of the past. These myths remind us that history is not a static record but a living narrative, constantly evolving as new discoveries come to light. They challenge us to see the world through the eyes of those who came before us, to hear their voices in the tales they left behind. And in doing so, they invite us to imagine what other secrets the ocean might hold, waiting for the next chapter to be written. The intersection of science and mythology is a fascinating frontier in the study of underwater ruins, a place where the empirical meets the ethereal, and where hard evidence intertwines with the stories passed down through generations. On one hand, science gives us the tools to uncover and analyze physical remains, from stone structures to pottery fragments. On the other, mythology offers a lens through which to interpret the cultural and spiritual significance of these discoveries. Together, they create a richer, more nuanced understanding of the past, blending the tangible with the intangible in ways that neither field could achieve alone. Take the legend of the Great Flood, a story found in cultures around the world, from the biblical tale of Noah to the Mesopotamian epic of Gilgamesh. For centuries, these narratives were dismissed as mere allegory or moral lessons. But in recent decades, geological evidence has emerged that suggests these myths may have roots in real events. Scientists have uncovered signs of massive flooding in regions like the Black Sea around 7,600 years ago, a cataclysm that could have inspired the flood stories passed down through generations. This convergence of myth and science doesn't just validate ancient tales, it transforms them into windows into our planet's history, showing how natural disasters have shaped human memory and culture. Another compelling example is the Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan. To some, its geometric formations evoke images of a lost civilization, perhaps even the mythical land of Mu, a Pacific counterpart to Atlantis. While geologists argue that the structure is a natural formation, the debate itself highlights how mythology can guide scientific inquiry. The legend of Mu, like Atlantis, has inspired researchers to explore the possibility of ancient, advanced societies that may have been lost to rising seas. Even if the monument proves to be geological in origin, its association with myth has spurred investigations that might otherwise have never taken place. This synergy between science and mythology isn't just about validating old stories, it's about creating new ones. By approaching underwater ruins with both empirical methods and an openness to cultural narratives, archaeologists can uncover layers of meaning that might otherwise remain hidden. For instance, the discovery of the sunken city of Heracleion in Egypt wasn't just a triumph of underwater archaeology. It also brought to life the myths of a city once thought to be the gateway to the afterlife. The artifacts recovered from its depths, from statues of gods to ceremonial objects, resonate with the stories told by ancient historians like Herodotus, weaving together fact and folklore into a single, cohesive narrative. Looking ahead, this intersection could shape the future of underwater exploration in profound ways. As technology advances, allowing us to delve deeper and more precisely into the ocean's mysteries, the stories passed down through myth and legend can serve as invaluable guides. They remind us that the past is not just a collection of artifacts, but a living, breathing story, shaped by the voices of those who came before us. By embracing both science and mythology, we open ourselves to a more holistic understanding of history, one that honors the complexity of human experience and the enduring power of storytelling. In the end, the study of underwater ruins is not just about uncovering what lies beneath the waves. It's about bridging the gap between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. It's a journey that invites us to explore not only the physical remnants of ancient civilizations, but also the stories they left behind, stories that continue to inspire, challenge, and connect us across time and space. As we dive deeper into these mysteries, we're reminded that the past is not a fixed point but a living, evolving narrative waiting to be rediscovered and retold. And in that process, we find not just the secrets of the deep, but the echoes of our shared humanity. The legacy of underwater ruins and lost scriptures is more than just a collection of ancient artifacts. It's a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of human civilization. These submerged worlds, hidden beneath the waves for centuries, have challenged our understanding of history, forcing us to rethink long-held assumptions and explore new possibilities. From the sunken cities of the Mediterranean to the cryptic texts preserved in the ocean's depths, each discovery has added a new layer to the story of humanity, revealing connections and complexities we never knew existed. But what makes these finds so transformative, and how do they shape the way we see our past and our future? Underwater ruins have a unique way of bridging gaps in our historical knowledge. Unlike land-based sites, which are often subject to centuries of erosion, looting, and urbanization, these submerged structures are preserved in a state of suspended animation. The ocean's cold, dark depths act as a natural time capsule, safeguarding delicate materials like wood, textiles, and even parchment from the ravages of time. This preservation allows archaeologists to uncover details about daily life, trade, and culture that would otherwise be lost. For example, the discovery of the Uluburun shipwreck off the coast of Turkey revealed a treasure trove of goods from across the ancient Mediterranean, offering a vivid snapshot of Bronze Age trade networks. These findings don't just fill in gaps, they rewrite entire chapters of history, showing us a world far more interconnected than we once imagined. Lost scriptures, too, have the power to reshape our understanding of the past. Texts preserved underwater, whether by chance or design, offer a direct line to the thoughts and beliefs of ancient peoples. The Dead Sea Scrolls, for instance, transformed our understanding of early Judaism and Christianity, providing insights that challenged existing narratives and opened new avenues of research. Similarly, the potential discovery of submerged libraries or religious texts could shed light on forgotten philosophies, rituals, or historical events, offering a richer, more nuanced picture of human history. These ancient writings remind us that knowledge is not static. It evolves, grows, and sometimes resurfaces in the most unexpected places. The impact of these discoveries goes beyond academia. They inspire us to see the past as a living, breathing entity, one that continues to influence the present in profound ways. Underwater ruins and lost scriptures challenge us to question traditional narratives and consider alternative perspectives. What if the rise and fall of civilizations were shaped not just by wars and politics, but by natural disasters, climate change, or even spiritual beliefs? What if the stories we've been told are just the tip of the iceberg, with deeper truths waiting to be uncovered? These questions don't just enrich our understanding of history, they invite us to reflect on our own place in the world and how we might learn from the triumphs and failures of those who came before us. Looking ahead, the potential for future discoveries is staggering. Advances in technology, from AI-driven mapping to underwater robotics, are making it easier than ever to explore the ocean's depths. Every year, new sites are identified, each one holding the promise of groundbreaking finds. Could we uncover an ancient library, its scrolls preserved by the ocean's protective embrace? Or perhaps an entire city, swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago, waiting to reveal its secrets? The possibilities are endless, and each discovery has the potential to rewrite history in ways we can't yet imagine. As we continue to explore these underwater worlds, we're reminded that the past is not a closed book, it's an ongoing story, one that we're still writing. The legacy of underwater ruins and lost scriptures is not just about uncovering what lies beneath the waves. It's about connecting with the people who came before us, learning from their experiences, and honoring their contributions to the human journey. These discoveries remind us that history is not just a collection of facts, it's a living, breathing narrative, shaped by the voices of those who lived it. And as we dive deeper into these mysteries, we're not just uncovering the past, we're embracing the future, one discovery at a time. As we prepare to conclude this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the profound impact these underwater treasures have had and will continue to have on our understanding of human history. They are more than relics of the past, they are bridges to our ancestors, offering lessons, inspiration, and a deeper connection to the world we share. The ocean, with all its mysteries, is not just a keeper of secrets, it's a keeper of stories waiting to be told. And as long as we continue to explore, those stories will never be lost. From the enigmatic allure of underwater ruins to the tantalizing possibility of discovering lost scriptures, we've journeyed through the depths of history, uncovering mysteries that challenge and inspire. These submerged worlds, frozen in time, remind us that the past is far more complex and interconnected than we often imagine. Each discovery, whether it's the geometric wonders of the Yonaguni Monument, the sacred city of Dwarka, or the treasures of Heracleion, offers a glimpse into civilizations that thrived, vanished, and now whisper their stories from beneath the waves. These ruins and relics are more than just physical remnants. They are gateways to understanding the beliefs, innovations, and daily lives of our ancestors. The ocean, with its ability to preserve and protect, has become an unparalleled archive, safeguarding history in ways that land cannot. From the intricate trade networks of the Bronze Age to the spiritual rituals of ancient Maya, the discoveries we've explored today reveal a world that was both deeply rooted in its time and startlingly connected across vast distances. But the significance of these underwater mysteries goes beyond archaeology. They challenge us to rethink the boundaries between myth and history, showing us how legends like Atlantis or Dwarka might hold kernels of truth. They remind us that the past is not a static collection of facts but a living narrative, shaped by the voices of those who lived it. And as we continue to explore, each new find has the potential to rewrite the story of humanity, revealing connections and insights we never anticipated. As we close this chapter, let's pause to consider what other secrets might lie beneath the waves, waiting to be uncovered. Could there be entire cities, forgotten libraries, or sacred texts still hidden in the silent depths? The ocean, vast and uncharted, holds endless possibilities, each one a chance to deepen our understanding of who we are and where we've come from. What do you think might be waiting to be discovered? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to hear your ideas and spark a conversation about the mysteries of the deep. And if you've enjoyed this journey into the heart of history, don't forget to subscribe and join us as we continue to explore the unknown. Together, we'll dive deeper into the stories that shape our world, one discovery at a time. The ocean's secrets are calling. Will you answer?